Movies entertain you for 2 hours, and then there are movies that completely stay inside your head. The kind of films that make you uncomfortable, confused, obsessed, and somehow emotionally attached at the same time. Psychological movies are not just about jump scares or plot twists. They play with your mind. They make you question reality, identity, obsession, fear, and even human nature itself. So today, here are 5 psychological movies that will stay in your mind forever. Number 1, Black Swan. Black Swan is honestly one of the most beautiful and disturbing movies ever made. The story follows Nina, a ballet dancer who becomes obsessed with perfection while preparing for Swan Lake. At first, everything feels elegant and artistic, but slowly the movie turns darker and darker. You start seeing the pressure she feels, the obsession, the paranoia, the loss of reality. What makes this movie so powerful is how it visually shows psychological breakdown. The mirrors, the hallucinations, the body horror, the constant feeling of anxiety, everything makes you feel trapped inside Nina's mind. And visually, this movie is absolutely stunning. It has this dark, feminine aesthetic that people still obsess over online even after years. Number 2, Gone Girl. Gone Girl is one of those movies where literally nobody feels trustworthy. The story begins with a woman disappearing suddenly and her husband becoming the main suspect. But the deeper the movie goes, the more insane everything becomes. What makes Gone Girl so unforgettable is Amy Dunne. She became one of the most iconic psychological thriller characters ever because she is intelligent, manipulative, terrifying, and somehow impossible to stop watching. The movie constantly changes your perspectives. One minute you think you understand everything, and the next minute you realize you actually know nothing. And honestly, the atmosphere of this film is incredible. Cold lighting, tense music, uncomfortable silence, everything feels emotionally unsettling. Number 3, The Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs is one of the greatest psychological thrillers ever created. Even people who have never watched it probably know Hannibal Lecter. And honestly, he is terrifying without even trying. This movie follows Clarice Starling, a young FBI trainee trying to catch a serial killer with the help of Hannibal Lecter, who is a psychiatrist and also a cannibalistic murderer. What makes this movie so disturbing is not the gore, it's the conversations. The way Hannibal talks, the way he studies people psychologically. He feels calm, intelligent, polite, and that somehow makes him even scarier. The scenes between Clarice and Hannibal are so intense that you almost forget to breathe while watching them. This movie basically changed psychological thrillers forever. Number 4, Midsommar. Midsommar feels like a nightmare happening in daylight. Most horror movies use darkness to create fear, but Midsommar does the exact opposites. Everything is bright, beautiful, peaceful looking. And somehow that makes it even more horrifying. The movie follows a group of friends visiting a Swedish festival that slowly turns deeply disturbing. But underneath all the horror, the movie is really about grief, loneliness, emotional dependence, and toxic relationships. That's why so many people become emotionally attached to this movie. It feels uncomfortable in a way every human can feel. And visually, it's one of the most aesthetically beautiful horror films ever made. The flowers, the white dresses, the sunlight, the strange smiling faces. Everything looks dreamy while feeling completely raw. Number 5 is Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is honestly one of the most psychologically disturbing animated films ever made. The story follows Mima, a pop idol who leaves music to become an actress. But after entering the entertainment industry, she slowly begins losing her sense of identity and reality. The movie constantly confuses you on purpose. You don't know what's real, what's imagined, or who Mima is becoming. And even though this movie came out in the 90s, it still feels incredibly modern because it explores celebrity culture, obsession, internet stalking, and mental breakdown. A lot of famous directors were inspired by this movie later on. And honestly, some scenes stay in your head long after the movie ends. If you enjoy movies that make you think, disturb you emotionally, and completely pull you into another mindset, psychological films are honestly unforgettable. Some of these movies are beautiful, some are terrifying, some are emotionally exhausting. But all of them stay with you long after the credit roll. And if you have any favorite psychological movies, comment them below because I definitely need your recommendations as well. Moreover, I have included 5 bonus films in the description. Enjoy! Thank you!